about from your perspective, seeing these brands that are trying to kind of plug either hundreds, if not thousands of SKUs into these marketplaces?
Yeah, I think it's a common challenge that it's one thing to get on the marketplace because certain ones are somewhat protected and hard to get into, so that is part of the process. And then when you're done, you might think, oh, now I'm live, which is also part of the process to get your listings live and make sure everything's connected, your inventory syncs, everything as well. And then you sit back and relax, but that's not unfortunately the case. First of all, it depends a little bit on your brand knowledge and presence, right? And also how the categories of those marketplaces are performing. So certain marketplaces have categories with high search volumes, but maybe low SKU counts. So we're always trying to mix and match and make sure we find our clients that could do really well on certain ones of those channels. And sometimes it just doesn't pan out. So that's something to take into consideration.
Yeah.
Secondly, it doesn't always work that pushing all your products live is going to be the best catch and all, right? So I think it's also be strategic about it and make sure you start with certain top performing products, build out your seller score, right? Get those ratings, make sure that the marketplace, you have the right ratings to perform well, and that you also have the right learnings to see what performs well. And then you can start diving into expanding to more products, but also you could look into doing promotions, setting up advertising, and basically build it out from there. So it's, start, build, learn, and then continue to iterate is what I would say.
Got it. Yeah. So, I think we all love throwing spaghetti against the wall, but it seems like there's maybe more to it than just trying everything all at once. I have to imagine that when you go from one marketplace to two, that can be a challenge. What happens when you start to sell across multiple marketplaces and multiple regions? I have to imagine there's some struggles, some stories that you both could tell around clients trying to do this maybe too quickly, going all in at once. Maybe Jessica, let's start with you. Give us a nugget or two.
Yeah, so everybody wants to scale, of
Yeah.
course, right? More endpoints, more marketplaces, more regions. But you have to be smart about that because, like you said, if you throw spaghetti at the wall, noodles don't stay on the wall forever, they're gonna fall. So
we want to eat them. We don't want them on the wall, right? We gotta...
so you have to think about it in a smart way. So it's again back to the cadence and the prioritization of the items or the regions that you're going to look at, right? So I know sometimes people want to move fast, but it will behoove you so much to start in a focused manner so that you can prove out value. So pick a marketplace that maybe you're more established on and start doing test and learns to see what works, right? Is it optimizing your images, your titles, your descriptions? Start there on those priority SKUs and say, I'm going to do really specific keyword research and current state findings on where these items sit in those search results. I'm going to look at my ratings and reviews, and I'm going to really focus on generating content that meets the current state of that information. So we're seeing an increase in search and this type of phrase, and it's not listed anywhere in our content. Let's go ahead and add it. We're seeing an improvement in infographic images that calls out specific, maybe technical pieces of a product. We don't have that. Let's add it. And really use those as your learning scenarios to then scale out to additional items because when you know it works. So that's how we like to approach it, is in that sort of proof of concept, test and learn phase before just picking something and applying it to all thousands, maybe thousands of your SKUs and then not knowing what's really working. It's pretty scientific method, right? It's what we learned in fourth grade of how you should follow things through, and that applies here as well.